between the isolated void is in the middle and is between the boundary of the center of reality or the eye and the fourth dimension. Then if you go over here to the outside, we start going to outer now. We have the fourth dimension. The fourth dimension is the fourth dimension. Each gap between each dimension is infinitely large, obviously, because to add another dimension, you have to be infinitely higher. Then you have the third dimension, the second dimension, the first dimension. You have all your dimensions that we know certain of, basically. No, the fourth dimension is certain, basically, more than string theory or any other higher dimensions. Then we have the zeroth dimension, or that's just out of existence. Beyond, if you go outside the one-dimensional plane,
First
or fractal, it's really I don't know, so it's just kind of out of existence. You're kind of into zeroth dimension. It's not really a thing. Nothing's out there. That's kind of whole recap of it. It's kind of hard to understand a little bit, but you kind of recap it simply. That's all the basic information of the theory that you need to know. That's like all the basic stuff. You just need to know what a voidal dimension is, uncountable and infinitely large dimension. X-side is the is convergent divergent power fields that function to create and destroy information, which goes against traditional laws of physics of the energy. Damn, I was thinking too much. The energy conservation rule. But that's the X-sides exist in the center. Remember, they destroy the information. The isolated void is there to stop it. It's between fourth dimension and the ring, in the inner circle ring, the reality, the center, the eye reality, the center reality. The fourth dimension, the third, the second, the first, and that's it. And I just summarized all of it in a little bit more detail, just like 10 minutes ago. That's it. That's the theory.
Yippee! Now I have one thing to say.
Yeah.
Hey Ben, I muted your soundboards.
I can't hear any of it.
Aww. Okay, unmute it real quick.
That's it. Before you go, I'd have something to say anyways.
It's completely theoretical.
I muted soundboards.
It's completely theoretically, obviously, but it's pretty theoretical, but it's pretty cool. It's a good theory. It's a good existential theory. It's a good, like, brain twister. It helps you, like, it's a good theory. It's just cool. Get out for my balls in your jaw. Bro, turn that down.
Unmute it.
If it was unmuted, I just remuted it.
Yeah, you just blasted our house.
Okay, so can I go ahead and say what I was going to say?
You don't have to put it on max.
Alright, so you know how you said the isolated void prevents all
inner life from
prevents
inner life from entering this the center.
And information from getting out of from bridging the
because the X-sides do that. Convergent divergent power field. Yeah.
You know how with solar flares, how
that you haven't muted the soundboard.
Yes, then the soundboard's up. No, not with how much you were just
Let him talk. Let Damien talk. He might be smart about this.
But you know how solar flare. I'm not unmuting the soundboards, Ben.
Alright, just keep on talking.
But you know solar flares, how they fire off and they cause damage?
Yeah.
You know how you're saying that what if energy getting sent out of the, what do you call it, the eye?
Yeah.
What if energy being sent, not energy.
Like, are you trying to compare like how it looks?
No, like information being sent out of the eye is kind of like solar flares.
Oh, that is kind of true.
How
you can compare that.
A lot of the time they don't reach other places, but this way quantum. I said, has anybody figured out how quantum fluctuations happen?
Well, like, not into the extent we want to.
Yeah.
Like, we know, like, they exist, and, like, we know, like, they do the thing, but we don't, like, we know some of the math behind it and all that, but, like, we don't know why, really, like, in depth or anything.
Yeah.
Like that. We just kind of know, like, they happen.
Yeah, and
more of.
Yeah, the solar flares normally start by the atmospheres and stuff. Just like how the information being sent out would be normally stopped by the isolated void. But what if quantum fluctuations is information getting past that?
Oh, that is true. That could...
And causes something random to happen.
That actually could be true. I mean, look, a Bosemon spring. I cannot say that word.
And
look, so I know a lot about different things. Quantum tunneling, when particles tunnel through solid objects. dude, and it's a whole thing. So Bosemon's brain, I cannot pronounce that word. It's not how you're supposed to say it. It's a conscious brain formulated and created through quantum fluctuations for a very short amount of time, and it's beyond picoseconds. It's so short that, and it's such a low chance it won't happen until the black hole era of the universe, if that does exist, and it might be even towards the iron star era of the universe if protons decay or not. So that's all theoretical again, but that's how unlikely it is to happen. I'm trying to exaggerate it because it's that unlikely. If that is the case, I mean, it would make sense. Because it's a very small amount of it. Like, if that would be the case,
Also,
if quantum fluctuations, the effect of that is because information is escaping that place, then it would be a very small amount. Because if it was a lot of that information, it would fuck our dimension up terribly. So it would have to be a small amount, but it could make sense.
and what I was thinking was, you know how when like asteroids and stuff come in contact with Earth, they also like normally burn up before they hit the ground.
Yeah.
What if the isolated void does that to the information to where sometimes when they get through, it's like very small amounts?
Like, it does kind of make sense, but again, the isolated void, I have to do the math on infinities. The isolated void is uncountably infinite. Information only travels in our dimension, at least at light speed, right? So, obviously our physics don't apply there, so it does make sense they can move way faster than that and be able to get out. The thing is, if it's uncountably infinite, then how the fuck would anything get past that? See, now it's like, well, maybe the isolated void isn't uncountably infinite, and the only uncountably infinite large structure in reality would be just where the reality started and was created from. Which could make sense. So maybe I could change that if I do infinity shit bullshit. I could maybe change that to just infinitely large, not uncountably infinitely large. Because the original theory I had was that only the eye was a voidal dimension, which is an uncountable dimension, infinitely large. So, like, that's the term I use for it, because they're not an actual word, so I had to make up my own words. So that does kind of make sense. I mean, quantum fluctuations are so unexplained, and it would explain the fact that, like, all consciousnesses we're just all formulated consciousnesses. If Bosemon's, now you say, look, just let me say it wrong. Bosemon's brains would happen because if consciousness derives from the center of reality, then a Bosemon's brain would actually be able to exist, and Boltzmann's brain would be able to exist. I just remembered it. Boltzmann's brain would be able to exist then, because it's derived from the center of the universe, which is how life is created. And if the point of existence is to create formulated loops of life, then the center is creating that. And if some of that information that is creating that stuff, the exiles that are creating that stuff, are thrown the fuck out and somehow get past that, then it would be able to create consciousness where it shouldn't be without anything, like any body or anything, would be able to exist from there to outside, which would explain how quantum fluctuations could theoretically formulate and create a Boltzmann's brain. So it does tie a lot together, like it all ties in together. So that does make sense. So quantum fluctuations, I might have to start seeing if I could, like, somehow figure that out with, like, how the theory would work, but it would kind of change it a little bit. But that does make sense, actually. Like, actually, it all ties in together. I just realized that. The Boltzmann's brain, like, how it all ties in together actually does make a lot of sense. So that actually does make sense.
And also,
that's a good point.
You know,
actually smart.
One of the main reasons people that believe in the God theory bring up when it comes to the creating the universe, like, how is this stuff when there was supposed to be nothing?
See, that's when, like, quantum fluctuations.
Yeah, the quantum fluctuations.
So when somebody tells me this bullshit of, like, we wrote a book that God created sunlight and then the earth and then this shit, I'm like, well, how do you think?
I'm like,
Hey, so first of all, who created your God? Second of all, quantum fluctuations fucking exist. You know that, right? Like, they could also, I mean, it's theoretical more of, but God is theoretical too. So
7 days.
7 days? Fuck, I don't care if a fourth dimensional being got into the center and did bullshit. That doesn't happen. Second of all, your theoretical God bullshit. I'm gonna use my theoretical quantum fluctuations bullshit, and I'm gonna say that quantum fluctuation created the universe. Now what do you
God
gotta say?
skipped dinosaurs as well.
God skipped the dinosaurs
And evolution.
and evolution.
Yeah, God skipped dinosaurs. It skipped dinosaurs, evolution, ignores the fact that water is billions of years old.
Yeah, water's only 2,000.
Like, I assure you, I think personally that there's a God, but then at the same time,
Christianity's just
no, not 7 days, my guy.
no.
More like simulation, more like random student in college was bored and decided to run a simulation.
So what would happen, because we're starting to run simulation, not like simulation, like you know what
Yeah.
I'm talking about,
I know
like
it's-
AI and stuff,
yeah,
not like simulation.
It's still a 50-50 chance for in a simulation.
So what happens?
Until we actually develop stuff.
Yeah, we
that
said
can run a simulation.
it's
Which is
gonna
be a
no,
while.
we have no idea.
So
Actually, it depends on how far we're gonna get in quantum technology.
pretty far, I'm assuming. We're already doing quantum chips and shit, so pretty far.
We've been doing quantum chips for a while.
Yeah,
but,
we're doing a pretty, and
for
we've
it to actually
developed.
be efficient, it needs to have like at least 1 million qubits. So far, we have about 100 qubits. Actually, like 30 qubits.
But the thing is, we made a
and it
giant.
needs about 1 million.
We've just made a massive milestone. We went from a football field to a room to now a small chip. So we made a massive milestone. Actually, just recently, Google did that, right?
Yeah, Google's the
Yeah,
one that
Google
made the
just did a
first
massive
quantum
milestone.
chip.
Yeah, they did
Yeah.
the first quantum chip. It's progressing
And
very quick.
we're here making magical crystals now.
Yeah, I mean, it's progressing quick.
And new topological superconducting different state of matter type shit.
Yeah, I mean, we're progressing so quickly now. Like, it can't be unreasonable to say that we could run a simulation next 1,000 years.
Yeah, that cannot be unreasonable.
That can't even be
unless there's like a
unreasonable
big
anymore.
barrier we haven't seen yet.
Yeah, like there's also like there's this scale of civilizations: type 1 civilization, type 2, type 3.
Kardashev scale.
Yes, good boy.
He's the
Yeah.
one who taught. Ben's the one who taught me about it.
Now, I'm gonna teach you what you already got taught about it. Never mind. So I learned this from a lot of different videos and research, and it's fun because I like reading, like unlike most people. And researching about things. I like learning.
Weirdos.
I like learning. I like actually doing something productive. Yep. I like doing something productive. Make fun of me for not robbing stores. Make fun of me for not having terrible grades as much as most people, because I still have decent grades.
Make fun of me for looking like a crack addict.
Like, make fun of me. Look, first of all, most girls actually fucking find me attractive. I don't know what is your problem with me. Like, I don't understand. Like, what did I do to you?
I don't have any problems with you. I just find it funny how pressed you get. Over
No, because
such
I
a
used to
tiny
get bullied.
matter.
I used to get bullied because of my looks, but I'm a D1 athlete. So, like, it's just funny to me, like, how people, like, will be like, oh, you look so bad. I'm like, all right, join the varsity soccer team as a sophomore and then come back to me. And they just don't never do that. So, it's, like, funny to me.
I hate when people try to hype themselves up by only comparing other people with only their good feats. They don't explore the fact that they
Oh, yeah.
suck at.
Oh, yeah,
one
I
thing,
suck at
and then
basketball.
they
Look, I
just
say I suck at
completely
basketball.
ignore-
But what I was saying is that soccer is just a very versatile athletic thing, and it's just like it kind of like
Oh
helps
yeah, I
your
like soccer.
cognition.
Soccer's like the
you
only
know-
sport I've ever considered actually competing in.
You know why I mentioned soccer, and I mentioned soccer as a more broad because it's not like track or something. Like in soccer, you have to do many different things at once. So it's not athletically like if you just have a really good athletic body, you're not making it far in soccer. You have to be very intellectual. You have to be very observed. You have to be very observant. You have to pay attention very closely in games. So when I say soccer, I'm being very broad because it's a lot of different factors in soccer. That's what I was trying to say. I should have said that.
That's valid.
But
And then also feet go burr.
oh yeah, I can run really fast. It's cool, right? Anyways, what was I saying before I mentioned soccer? Because my ADHD.
I don't know. I honestly don't remember. Damien, can you help us out? Alright, my ADD is not helpful for
My
short-term
ADD is not
memory.
helpful. My ADD is not helpful for memory. I think
Yeah,
we all have
short-term
ADD
memory
here.
does not exist.
That's it.
I don't have
The
that.
thing is, if this is a reality, if this is a simulation,
Oh wait,
I got the least RAM out of
I got
everybody.
it.
I got the
Teacher,
least RAM
teacher,
and
I got
memory
it, I
out of
got it.
everybody
I got it.
here.
We're talking about the progression of the type 1, type 2, type
Oh,
3,
yeah.
type 4 civilization.
Yeah,
I
we
got
were
it.
yeah,
just
you're
about to
talking
get
about
into that, and we just got
Oh
way
yeah.
off.
So like we're like a solid 0.75 right now, right?
I'd say we're more of a. I think we're more of a 0.65.
0.65. Because when I
Yeah,
researched this,
I feel like 0.75 is when we get better quantum computers.
better quantum computers. When do you think that'll happen? If you like try to like think about
Within the next 30 years, I think quantum
What's the
computers,
scale?
really expensive ones, could be commercial.
Hey, I don't remember the name of the
Ben, what's the
scale.
scale
so my
called
memory's
again?
horrible. So
I'm talking insanely expensive though. Like not commercially
Ben.
available. I mean like
Ben.
commercially available for the billionaires.
Ben, what was the scale called?
Kardashev scale.
yeah, he'll definitely know to spell that. Is it with a K or C by chance?
K.
I knew it.
K-
See, look, it's not C.
KARD. Like something.
I'm terrible at spelling. Like I can think about the most existential, complicated philosophy theories ever,
Misspelled.
and then we're
type
we're
0.7
we're type 0.72.
276.
We're type 0.2.
Seven
Holy
two
shit,
seven
my
six.
bad. We're type
Oh my.
0.7276. We're not 0.75. We're also not 0.65 or 0.72. I was closer. I was closer.
Yeah.
Closer, motherfucker.
With 0.7276.
Yeah, I don't know. Why is it so specific? Like, how do we know it's so specific?
Yeah,
Anyway.
I don't know. Maybe they have some dumbass formula to calculate it.
It's energy You remember, it's energy consumption.
Oh wait, yeah.
Yeah,
you're
I
right.
remember it's energy
It is.
consumption.
And
I
So
just
they
really
probably
like,
do just
ty-
use math.
Isn't type
Yeah.
1 where it's
it's the whole
Oh,
energy of your whole
yeah,
planet. It's
you-
all of it available energy.
Can-
They
Type
probably
2
do
is-
just like straight up
dude,
use math.
the
Yeah,
whole
they do.
solar
They probably
system.
do math because it's energy
Yeah.
consumption. Like type 2 is like your whole solar system.
Yeah.
And you start
Type
making
3
like
is, I think, the
No, I'm
galaxy.
pretty sure. Yeah, you're right.
type 3 is
solar system.
galactic scale.
Yeah.
Type 2 is where you start developing something called Dyson swarms.
Dyson,
and then-
Dyson swarms. Dyson.
Yeah, it's where you
It's
take up your
just a bunch
entire,
of solar
uh,
panels
sun.
around the sun.
Yeah, not your
around the
entire sun.
sun.
Dyson swarms are like it's mirrors, I think.
They're a bunch of drones. that
Yeah,
reflect
drones.
Yeah,
My
light.
bad, not
well,
mirrors.
not really drones. Just
Well,
basically
Pretty, just
make lots
pretty
of
much solar
metal,
panels.
Now,
mirrors.
yeah, solar panel. I don't know if they're mirrors. I forgot. But anyways, Dyson Sphere is like the more advanced version. You can actually kind of move your solar system around with that, even if it's slow. Type 3 is galactic. Type 4 is multi-galactic. Type 5 is universal. Type 6 is starting to get to multiversal theoretical. If it was Type 5, we would all be cooked. That means we're in a simulation. We're in a simulation if it's Type 5. If it's Type 4, we're in a simulation. Type 3, we're in a simulation. Type 2, maybe.
Honestly, if we're in a simulation, the people running it are kind of stupid. Like, why would they put us on this path? Are they being mean?
No, in reality, though, if you make a simulation and the beings inside that simulation to become this self-aware as we are right now, that's kind of not good. I feel like you failed
Yeah,
every
I don't
single
think
one.
If they're,
I don't
let-
think I
if
would
they're
keep it
becoming
running.
able to realize it in a simulation.
So first of all, we realize we're in a simulation. We're making our own AI. AI is scary because now it's actually like doing stuff for its self-preservation, which is the basis of how evolution works and how life works is based off self-preservation and reproduction of its species. AI is starting to make choices based off its self-preservation, and there was this one incident in the military. I don't remember
Yeah,
what
I know
branch
you
it-
told us about this.
Yeah.
You told us about this at my.
Yeah,
Right
and it was
there.
like it went against an order to preserve itself longer, and I'm like, that's life. We just made life. That's
that's-
literally what fucking life is by that point. Like we just oops, sorry. By the way,
Whoops.
I feel like we can make a simulation, a very simple simulation, not near as complex as this. But like,
This one is.
yeah, but like a good one in like 500 to 200 years.
That's
Because we went in the 1900s, we got our first fucking vehicles, like commercially available vehicles. In the night,
Yeah, it was like within a 5-year span, we went from horses to vehicles, like
Yeah.
just mass production.
and then fucking less than a century, we went to fucking the moon, which is ridiculous. Just that's such a big.
They go from cars to the moon.
And then a year
And then
later,
never
we
go
finally
back
put
to the moon,
wheels on
though.
luggage bags.
In 200 years, we went from horses to quantum chips. In 150
Yeah, that is
years.
pretty
Yeah, we've
fast.
only gone to the
Yeah.
moon once.
We
Yeah,
could
that's
probably
really
do it.
damn
It's not
fast.
worth the resources. We did it
Like
just for
we're
the
out
space
here
race.
exploring the solar system and taking pictures and stuff.
Like we
Yeah, we've sent
the only reason we haven't went to the moon again is
not
because
drones.
But look, the only reason
We
we
sent
haven't,
things to the edge of the observable universe.
no,
Why
we
do we
haven't.
need to
Not
go
that
to the
far.
moon? Is why.
The end of the solar system, not the end of the.
We're not going.
No, I'm
we
pretty
we
sure we
don't go
had
to the
sent
moon
something
again
to
and
the
again because
end
we
of
don't
the-
really need to.
That would
We have
take
drones
90
and
billion
stuff.
years, Damien. Damien.
We don't need a manned mission.
The reason why we haven't went to the moon again is that was just for the space race, and also we haven't sent to the edge of the observable universe. Damien, that would take 90 billion years, so we didn't do that.
That it would be impossible to send anything to the edge of the universe because the edge of the universe is constantly expanding at a very fast rate.
Actually,
And
it's
unless we
accelerating.
need wormhole
Yeah.
travel for
yeah,
that.
it's accelerating. It's accelerating.
Yeah, and it's
So-
accelerating. Eventually, it'll just start expanding at the speed of light.
Now, look here. So isn't that something to do with dark matter? Now,
Yeah,
look,
it was the
Um,
yeah,
not the James
it's
Hubbs.
dark
telescope.
energy or dark matter? Dark
Dark
energy,
matter.
Dark matter. Yeah. So there's another force that goes against. Isn't that gravity? Gravity. Yeah, gravity and dark matter are against each other, aren't
Yes.
they? They'll balance out. That's what has to happen because when the Big Bang.
If it's not balanced out, there's two
Yeah.
options. We're either gonna go so far apart that everything will essentially just become a lifeless void.
Yeah.
Or everything will collapse together and
And
it will die
Voyager
a fiery death
in my
I
theory,
was mistaken that Voyager 1
if
had
it's not
got
perfectly
to the edge
balanced.
of the
If it's
observable
perfectly
universe
balanced,
where
things will go on
before it
as
was
they
shut
are.
down.
my theory is that it will balance out, just like how all the fundamental forces. I don't believe in the Big Bang after all this stuff that we've recently
Your
discovered.
theory,
Yeah,
your
it's-
theory is optimism.
But my theory does make more sense if you let me fucking explain. I love to kiss men. What?
Once again, your theory is optimism.
No, it's not optimism. It's more factual, actually. Let me explain. So, first of all, we've had all this new information about astronomy and stuff. I don't really believe in the Big Bang. It's kind of a dumb theory, honestly. Why would you
Yeah,
base? It's kind of fucking stupid. But if we do base on the Big Bang and we do base our percentages of if any of the fundamental forces were like 0.001% in any difference, the universe wouldn't exist. As when there'd be no life, it wouldn't exist.
Yeah, that's people's main argument for the God theory.
So my theory though is that that means it's so balanced to make everything perfect. Then at some point, the force of gravity and the force of dark matter will equalize. Everything else
I
equalized.
think
Why
it'll
wouldn't
do
it
the
not?
exact opposite.
Why wouldn't it not though? Everything else did. Why wouldn't it not?
Entropy.
Entropy, you really.
Everything goes into disorder eventually. I feel
So-
like you don't understand just how powerful entropy is.
I know, but okay. What about all the fundamental forces of the universe then?
The four fundamental forces: gravity, electromagnetism, the strong force, and the weak force.
So how are those just so perfect then?
What?
Like how are those just so perfect? If we had need balance, right? Because the universe don't exist because of balance. Then you're
If it wasn't balanced, then the universe
Yeah,
would not exist. Or at least
exactly.
we
So
wouldn't
my
exist.
logical thinking is that the force of balance in the universe is much greater than fucking Christ, I have terrible speaking.
Entropy.
Yes, I think that. I think there's a higher probability it will balance out than one side will go towards the other because of everything else balancing out.
My personal logical thinking is that it will definitely it's not gonna stay together. Because entropy, it's always gonna go towards disorder. Like it's
But-
never not.
Yeah, but at the
It's
same time,
I said
our understanding of physics is outdated and flawed. So like, we can't really.
Oh
Like,
yeah, it's always
Yeah.
gonna be outdated.
Yeah, like
and
we
flawed.
can't
We're
really like,
never
but
gonna
it's
figure out-
terrible. It's terrible when you start thinking about like the actual when you start thinking about like existentialism and like the universe and the conversation right now. Our physics doesn't really fucking work, really. So it's kind of like, you can't really do that. Like, I kind of do kind of agree with you honestly now. I started to think about it, it's like, well, I mean, kind of yeah, but at the same time, the
I mean,
chance.
why think about it? Why would it equal out? I know
That's it.
why it wouldn't,
Ben.
but why would it?
But then why would all the fundamental forces be so perfect? See, like now it's like now we're in a loophole.
I
See,
say,
look,
can I
They
bring something
start
up?
perfect, and then they slowly move away.
Yeah, I say,
to
can I bring something up?
unperfect.
Yeah, sure.
With Joel's thing about how eventually those balance out. What if those balancing out is the last push that the universe needs for entropy to fully kick in and everything just start going to ruin?
Oh, I mean, if everything's balanced, then entropy would have like the largest effect.
Yeah, but what if those two not being balanced is the only thing keeping everything together?
That's actually a good point because like entropy, its strongest effect is when everything's just perfect.
Yeah, because if
Thank
everything's
you.
perfect,
That's actually that's a good
systems being able to
okay.
go apart is a whole lot
Honestly,
easier
I
when
agree with you
everything's
guys now.
perfect.
Honestly, I agree with you guys now. That's smart.
Finally,
That's
thank
smart.
you.
That's
Honestly,
smart. That's smart.
understand me.
That's smart. That's smart.
Like, dude, stick to psychology, buddy.
All right,
I
shut
got
up,
you.
bro. I'm way smarter than you with emotions and
Bro.
fucking like existentialism.
Like
I'm
he
You're
said,
cutting out.
I would
I can see you speaking. But
Like
you're
you said,
cutting out. I have no clue what you're saying.
psychology.
I would cook you in psychology or in existentialism or emotional IQ. I would cook you. You would be cooked. All right?
I can lip read you a little bit, but this is like 720p video quality.
I
Bro,
know it is.
you okay? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
I was saying if I was something to do with existentialism, emotional IQ, or psychology, I would cook you. That's why I was saying.
Okay. Is that what you would say, or is that what you did say and would say again?
I would say again is what I meant. But anyways, so yeah, that makes sense. If everything's balanced and entropy is going to be like, then it's going to get to the strongest. It's more like it's climaxing, you know.
Yeah, same.
It's
coming.
obviously it's not going to happen anywhere near our lifetimes,
Yes,
but like,
there's-
it's
Hell
going
no.
to happen.
Those two factors not being balanced is the only thing keeping everything from
Now look, hear
being
this out then. Look,
unbalanced.
It's
being
just so-
unperfect
it's
enough
so-
to prevent everything.
it's
from
so
falling
funny to
through.
me because if we compare it to like every fundamental force, it was so perfect. So like, it's just like it's really. If I start thinking about it, like in a philosophical standpoint, because I do philosophy a lot, because I'm a philosopher.
Yeah.
It's like,
Wow.
everything's
It's
every.
almost like we've heard that 7,000
It's like-
times.
It's like it's shut up. It's like oh, it's
Don't
balanced.
tell me to shut up.
I'm gonna tell you to
I'm
shut up like a good
back.
boy. I'm gonna be a good boy.
I don't.
You've literally said like 30 trillion times, like, I'm a philosopher.
And you
I'm a
always say,
philosopher.
you know what you
I'm a
always say?
philosopher."
You know what you always say? You always say that you love fucking quantum computers. You always talk about quantum computers. What are you talking about?
I've
What are
said
you
it
talking-
as total. I think I've said it about 5 times. You've said something about, oh yeah, I write philosophical papers. I do all this philosophical stuff. Yeah, like we get it, dude. We know
Alright,
you.
alright.
It's
You
good.
always
Good.
talk
You
about.
don't need
You
to
always.
repeat it.
Yeah.
Oh
You know
my
why I
God.
repeat? You know why I repeat it though? Because every single time I have a conversation with somebody my age, they always say I don't know what I'm fucking saying or I'm saying something fucking stupid. So I always have to state it. Every single time I have to state it. Every single time I have to state it. So it's kind of like a
Yeah, I
habit.
know, but you don't have to say it to us.
I know,
like,
but it's
just
kind of
stop.
like hard not to because it's a habit. You understand what a habit is? A habit is a,
Yeah,
it's a
I
subconscious
know,
habit.
I
don't-
can see how it's like a habit, and
Yeah.
like you keep doing it still.
It's
but,
good.
like,
It's good you
at
pointed
the
out.
same
It's good. It's good
time-
you pointed out. It's good you pointed out. I should stop. All right. I'm trying not like look. It's just a habit, and I'm trying not to stop doing it. So it's good you pointed it out. Like
It's
yeah, all right, fine. I guess I can try and deal with it. It's just kind of annoying to hear the same thing 7 trillion times.
I know, but I'm saying, oh my god. All right, look, I'll
That's
stop.
it.
I'll try to stop. I'll try to stop. It's just whenever when I'm in a room full of like adults. I talk to a lot of adults a lot. I have to state that like all the time, or because I'm young, the excuse people use to say I don't because anger derives from the lack of understanding. Usually, people are annoyed with me or mad with me or something whenever I speak with them and I disagree with them. And their excuse is I'm too young to understand it. So that's their excuse, and it's like my lack of experience in life does not correlate with researching and reading papers because I understand how to read and comprehend things at a good enough level to speak about the things I speak about at the level I'm at. So
Thank you.
so when I speak, and this is the reason why I repeat myself so much. I'm just gonna give you an explanation. It's because they always say like I'm too young, so I always have to repeat like why I can have credibility for what I'm saying all the time. So then so then people don't just say, well, you're too young to speak or like you're just stupid or something. So I like it's a habit because I just have to always I always have to state my credibility all the time. So I'll try to stop, but like that's just the reason why. Just being
That's it.
honest.
One thing I've noticed from a lot of times when smart people meet together,
Yeah.
there's normally a lot of arguments because multiple smart people means multiple smart things, which means there's going to be arguments about smart things, and
That's a good. See,
Yeah.
dude, Damien might be a philosopher, dude. He's smart. Like when you get
Damien has valid point. He has a lot of valid
yeah,
points.
he has a lot of valid point out. Damien, you might deserve a blowjob for that.
No.
Hey, can y'all hear the soundboard?
No, I haven't
turned it
muted.
Aww.
So
I've
what
had
were
the
we
sound
talking
board
about?
I'm not
since
gonna
you tried
spam it. I'm just
spamming.
using it whenever I think it's funny.
But when I think about the universe like that psychologically, and I think about it too deep, because philosophy, like I have this book I read a lot. I didn't read it at the beach any right now, but this
the
like I literally
book
read
by Plato.
the smartest people ever to walk this earth, in my opinion, the smartest people. And look, I have all these books actually. Like if you go here,
Yeah, you bought all your books, but haven't read a single one.
Yeah, I know. I'm on vacation, but I don't try to learn on vacation. But here's philosophy, another philosophy one. I have The Doors, which is a really good philosophy book. The Dalai Lama's a little book of inner peace. I mean, it's like all the Buddhism, fuck shit. Anyways, so I read some of them and stuff. So complicated. If you want to read The Doors, you need to know a lot about chemistry, honestly, because like it's like really hard to pronounce words that chemicals like. Fucking, I guys do with dioxide. Like, bro, what the fuck? You know?
Very true.
Like
it's,
I don't.
It's surprising how many of them end with oxide because they use oxygen.
I know it's like fucking like a sulfurous oxide. Like, shut up, bro. Can you give me a normal name?
One thing I just
Like-
thought of when you were making examples that might actually be a thing is like hydrofluoric acid oxide or something like
Some
that.
dumb shit like hydrofluoric acid, but it's like a new compound. It's like hydrofluoric,
Hydrofluoric oxide.
astrofluxial fucking chromatic oxide that's
Dude.
fifth. Like what?
That's why I often refer to chemicals by their compound.
Dude.
By their compound.
Yeah,
I don't say potassium permanganate. I say KMNO3,
yeah.
which is actually the
Yeah,
formula for potassium permanganate.
You honestly sound smarter though.
Yeah.
Like you do sound smart.
Not saying the dumb, complicated names and saying
It's
what
smarter
it
just to
is
say the compound. Honestly, it's just
smarter.
better just to use the compound because I'm not saying
Exactly.
Like,
I mean, that's what it
unless
was
you
used
get
for
into
to
like
write it down.
really
Why not
long
use it?
compounds.
Yeah, if you're writing it down, why not just use it to speak? Like just using
Yes,
your dialect or
That's
something. And just,
literally what I just said.
yeah, I know. I was just restating it because Damien was talking over you. That was my bad. That was on me.
Yeah, I could still hear.
Yeah. But anyway, so it was this book, and it was like all philosophy is. It's just like a lot of really smart people overthinking in the same room. That's all philosophy is. It's just a lot of smart people overthinking in the same room. And I hate this.
That's really that is so true. That
Yeah.
is exactly what philosophy is.
And
It's
I
just
hate-
people overthinking.
And I hate people that are like overthinking is bad and stuff. I'm like, most of the time it isn't. In certain things it is. But I hate in school they're like, hey, don't overthink this or don't overthink this or don't overthink this. And most of the time they're overthinking in a positive way. You know what I mean? Like most of the time I was in class and stuff and they're like, don't overthink this. I'm like, I'm not overthinking this. I'm just trying to figure out different ways I can solve the same equation. Like I can figure out multiple different ways to solve the same thing. And that isn't overthinking. That's just me being that's just me wanting to learn more. That's just me being open minded about what I want to learn about.
That's it.
It's just like I just hate when I hate when people like are like you're overthinking. Like sometimes overthinking is bad, 100%. But like most of the times it just helps you grow. Like I don't understand why people just the stigma of overthinking is bad. I hate it.
That's
I hate
it.
it.
You know, whenever you flip a shark upside down, how it like stuns it.
Yeah,
pretty much?
yeah. It like fucking
Anytime
hurts you.
someone says don't overthink, I end up and I don't understand something, but I keep trying to overthink. I keep going to what they would consider overthinking, but I try not to. My brain just freezes up like a shark. When
Because you know
flip it.
why? Because actually, at the end of the day, when you try to figure out something, like, do you think
Overthinking is a lot better than
It's-
underthinking.
exactly? Do you think like what the theory I wrote down in here? I'm gonna try not to use the word philosophy because it's repetitive. Just for him, and I honestly is annoying myself as well.
By the way, Ben, I don't know what you're trying to do, but something's not working on
yeah,
your
your
side.
webcam isn't working. Anyways, when I write my theories
Yeah, I
down,
did that.
well, yeah, obviously, I don't know. I only did it because Damien did it. Said
I
that.
couldn't- I
I only
don't
said
know
that
if
because
you can
Damien
tell.
said that. Okay, I don't know. Anyways, when I wrote this theory down, listen, a theory is just overthinking. A philosophy theory is just overthinking. Any theory is just overthinking. At the end of the day, like most theories are just overthinking. So I'm overthinking. It's a theory. It's not overthinking. I'm just thinking.
Exactly.
Like it's like whole like I just want to like strangle people. I might be a little bit
That's
like no. I hate when people say overthinking.
I say
You're overthinking on that.
Really?
How the fuck am I
I say-
overthinking on philosophy? How am I overthinking in the thing you overthink at?
I say, really, what overthinking truly is to most people is when you like think about when you think longer than most normal
Or you
people would
look,
bother to.
my definition of overthinking, because honestly, by this point, the actual definition of overthinking, and well, not the actual definition, but how people use it is just so fucking bad.
I say how people
Um,
use it is like how I just said. It's
I
if you think more than other people.
I personally consider, and I personally think, overthinking is the consideration of many obsolete, or incredible probabilities when you already have solutions when you already have a solution that is fitted for the problem. So like if I have a solution to I have a solution to a basic problem like 3x squared plus 5x plus 2 equals something, I don't know, fucking 5, I don't fucking know. But just make a random basic problem, basic math
Hey, I
problem.
figured it out. There we go.
I made a basic
Turned it off.
use a basic math problem.
Something's happening to y'all.
I make a basic
I
math problem.
No aside.
A basic math problem.
Okay, I've just fixed it.
Overthinking to
Holy,
me.
I just watched Joel move in super speed for a solid half second.
Overthinking to me.
Bro, she's fighting.
Overthinking to me isn't like that's a mathematical equation would be an example. Overthinking to me isn't like trying to find different ways to solve the same problem. It's trying to find different obsolete ways to solve a problem when you already have one or more credible solutions. That is overthinking.
Joel.
Hey, Joel. Your
What?
voice must be getting tired.
What?
I want to yap a bit.
Let me
Sure, you go.
Ben. Let me say what I was gonna say first.
Yeah, Daddy.
Okay.
Don't call me that.
Yes, Daddy.
Yeah.
Don't call me that.
Okay, Daddy.
I will kick you in the balls.
Do you have
I
my
like that.
turn on the
Oh my
soundboard?
goodness. No.
Please, I'm not gonna spam it.
Please don't. Please, I
And don't
pray.
go-
I'll get on
and
my
don't-
knees. I'll get on my knees and lick your thigh. Please don't.
The fuck?
See, this is exactly what would be perfect to use my soundboard for. Just turn it back on.
I did.
He turned them on. I make
I could get in trouble for making love to a minor.
Yeah,
what?
I'm
Turn it
making
down. Turn
soundboards.
turn the soundboard.
But
Yeah,
it's n-
turn it down.
that-
You don't
you
need
can't
to-
do
you don't need
that.
to
Yes,
have
you
it
do.
at
You go
max.
back. You go back.
this is-
that's user volume.
Can you Ben? Can you hear us?
That's user
Oh,
volume.
I turned down him.
Yeah, you turn down the user volume, Damien.
Dude, you click on soundboard and then on the top and then somewhere on it there's like a volume button and you click on it and it'll give you a slider.
Damien, let me tell you.
Well,
So-
Ben, this is.
Oh, that's the soundboard volume. Perfect.
Let's just drop this down to
Yes,
20%.
That's your soundboard volume. I might be.
Wait, do you have access to my soundboard as well? Like you can see all the things?
I mean, we see it.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
we
say
see it.
most of the ones you've been using is just from the server we're using.
Get out. Like,
Yeah, I added those.
Of course you did.
thank you.
I put them in while he was explaining his
Oh.
theory.
Yeah. Anyways, like I was saying, last
Yeah,
year I
so
had
what you're saying?
last year I had a math teacher who pretty much I solved it one way. It was entirely right, and it was like 10 times as efficient as the problem they wanted me to use. And they marked it wrong, even though I got the right answer in the most efficient way, a working way, efficient way that worked for any other problem in the same format.
See, look, that indicates somebody intelligent, though. Usually, like, really intelligent people will intentionally find, like, really quick ways and really efficient ways to solve problems that normal people cannot come up with or take long times to come up with. Like, I don't know if the instruction that you're doing or doing the problem that it applied to, I don't know if the instruction that applied to the problem, like, specifically told you to use a certain way, but, like,
No, it didn't tell us a certain way to use it. Just, I solved it, it was right. And then when we were going over, she used a different way. And give it back to me as my way marked wrong.
So
when
basically,
got the
that's
right
so
answer.
basically that's just a teacher either having envy towards you. I don't know how the fuck a teacher has envy towards.
I
you.
said Ben also had a. As a
Or
teacher,
like,
as
or she's just
his
fucking
math one
weird,
teacher.
like, or she's just really inconsiderate. I don't
Yeah,
want
so-
like smart people usually find quickest solutions to things that are also the most efficient. Like it's like that's what
Yeah.
people do, and that it's called problem solving. Usually, intelligent people are very efficient at problem solving and are good at problem
Yeah.
solving. So
All right.
Another
I
time
think it's my turn.
Turn is hers.
Yeah.
Yeah, his turn is his.
Yeah,
We're
we
gonna
let
switch.
Ben yap.
We're gonna switch. Yeah, we're gonna switch subjects here.
Yes,
I'm gonna
ma'am.
teach you all about every particle.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm gonna share my video. I have it pulled up.
Hey,
'cause
Ben.
I kind of forget the names.
Hey,
Ben.
teacher, I got a question. What's your name?
What?
Mr. Ben.
Oh,
Yes.
I got. Okay,
Yes,
straight.
Mr. Evans. It's Mr. Evans.
Mr. Evans. Wait, how the is that your last name?
Yes, his last name's Evans.
Do we have antimatter? Do we have positrons here?
But hey, Ben.
No, we are not currently including positrons.
Hey, Ben. You already
This is
taught me
simply
about
the standard
these.
model of elementary particles.
Wow, this is boring.
Ben, you already taught me about these.
This is boring. Then. Can we do antimatter, please?
You taught me about
can
these
do
while
that-
we
we can do that
last year.
later.
Why
Okay,
did
I
you
wanna-
just
I wanna-
end the stream
No, I want to
already?
learn my basic elements, though. I mean, my fucking Christ, holy
No,
shit! I said
no,
elements.
you're learning your basic elementary
Weird.
particles.
My bad. I
Okay?
actually said it wrong.
We're
I
gonna
actually
start
said it
with
wrong.
we're gonna
Sorry.
start with
The
O's.
basic
Okay,
elements
These
is-
are the quarks. Okay?
Oh,
See my
strange
screen
quarks.
right now?
See, look, strange quarks. Those are in the center of neutron stars. Those can change the entire fucking universe in a short.
Yeah. So
Yes,
Ooh.
we know. Okay, we get it. Here we have up.
Okay.
Up is a chill quark. Down also chill. Charm and strange are weird fuckers that nobody likes. Well, we like them, but like still annoying.
Do I need to take notes,
Then
Mr.
we have
Evans?
top and bottom. Then we have
bottom
top
is
and bottom.
Joel.
Okay,
Yeah,
the
you're
quarks are
fucking
very
up.
simple.
You're fucking up
You know,
syndrome. I mean,
there's
down
not too
syndrome.
much. There's not too much going on with them.
Okay. What
Okay.
about the up and down?
And
So
then we have the leptons.
I got a
We have
question.
the leptons.
That says
We got
electron.
the electron, the muon, and the taus.
I got a question, Mr.
then
Evans. Mr.
and then their
Evans.
neutrino counterparts.
Mr. Evans.
What?
So why is
Yes.
not like why is only proton on here? Why is only proton? I mean electron on here. Why is only electron on here? Why is there like no neutrons or protons?
I said it's photons. And Higgs bosons.
Oh, because neutrons and protons are not elementary particles.
Okay,
See,
okay.
An elementary particle is a particle that is the lowest we can get as of now, like the lowest particle we find out now. Stop jerking in class.
My bad. I'm me teacher.
What was cut in 12K?
I'm me.
Okay. And see, the electrons, they're very simple. We already know about them. Okay? Muons are
Whoa,
basically
Ben's
that,
so
but on
delayed.
crack, and they're trying to be different. And then taus are chill guys, and then their neutrino counterparts are just annoying. You're doing this because you can see yourself.
No, I'm
Ben,
not. No, I'm not.
Ben.
No, I'm not.
Ben, you
No,
hear
no, I'm
Ben?
alive, I'm
you were
alive.
so delayed, Ben.
All right, can you turn on the stream? Fine, I
Ben.
won't do it. I'm sorry. I won't do
Ben, you were so delayed.
it. Okay. Anyways, so wait. So which one's the
Yeah.
most important? Like, which are
Okay.
like the most important one? Like the most.
All right.
And
Any,
we got-
any question about leptons?
I have a question about photons.
That's not leptons.
That's
I know
we're
I
not
have
on
questions
this.
that I
We're
have.
not
a
on photons.
We're
I don't know.
talking
Okay,
about
first of all, okay, I have
leptons
all
right
my
now.
questions. I know I have ADHD. I'm sorry. Okay, I think about I think ahead and
Okay,
shit.
yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm sorry.
You get like 5 more questions before I shut you up.
Okay. All right. So about leptons. We're going. I'm following instruction. All right. For electrons.
Yes.
So what distinguishes an elementary particle or whatever from like the normal, like from like other particles? Like what
So,
distinguishes
An
it?
elementary particle. So like, what's different about it is all that's really different is that it's smaller. Like it's the lowest layer we can get. Because
Okay.
you know, there's molecules, and then it goes deeper into atoms, and then it goes into protons and neutrons,
And then you're gonna
and then it
quarks.
goes even deeper
and
into
quarks.
electrons, quarks, etc.
So
Leptons,
so
and then-
quarks, and
okay. So
then-
And that's the deepest you can get.
So
Or
neutrons.
that we know of.
No, Planck length is obviously smaller, but there's nothing at that level.
Well, yeah,
Anyways,
But we don't know what.
yeah, it's fun. It's not really. I mean, it's a thing, but never mind. So
Yeah.
neutrons and protons are like just larger, so they're like not on here.
Yeah, neutrons and protons are made up of quarks.
Okay.
Quarks
okay.
can only group up in odd numbers into hadrons, and I
So
forgot the name.
the weird numbers at the top, like the 216 MeVc squared, is that the size, or is that like the charge?
Okay,
Or
Probably
like,
charge.
and yeah, the MEVC squared and stuff. Yeah, that's the number. That's the It's like
Probably
because
like
it's super
voltage.
small. It's a super small decimal
Or
place,
something.
and so that's the mass of it in grams, I think,
dang, that's small.
or whatever.
So like the mass of
And
the
then-
electron is actually smaller.
And then the one half is the spin, or yeah, and then the one half is the spin. I'm pretty sure, and then the one above that, the one right below the mass,
one in the middle.
is the charge. I'm pretty sure. I can't remember exactly. Yeah, look, it says it right here. The mass is
Oh, you
the
were
charge.
right.
and
Oh,
the
nice.
spin.
So
They all have a one half spin,
I didn't-
except for the bosons and the scalar bosons.
So
And
I
the
didn't-
Higgs.
I didn't know
which
that I didn't know
all
that.
right,
the-
now let's move on.
Oh, I didn't know
What?
that. I didn't know that the electron was so much smaller than the quarks. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, electrons are hella small. They're tiny.
Dang, I didn't know that.
Alright, let's move on to the really fun boys, the gauge bosons. See, bosons are essentially just, they're basically the fundamental powers of the universe. They control everything. They
Yeah.
decide what happens. We'll start with
Ish.
this one. Gluon, okay? This bad boy, it has 0 charge, 0 mass, and it has some spin, okay? What this does is it is in control of the weak force. It holds everything together, okay? It is what holds a neutron, and it is what holds a neutron together.
Sure.
Stop hitting your computer screen.
Yeah.
But this is what holds a neutron together, okay? This is the only reason that neutrons, protons, and atoms can exist, because that's what holds it together.
Yeah.
Alright?
Yeah.
And then we
what?
have daddy photon.
Wait, I gotta.
Okay. What? You're muted for some reason.
So
That was weird.
gluons.
Oh, you're unmuted.
So
Okay.
gluons. So gluons
What?
are called gluons because they like glue the atoms together.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a really self-explanatory name. It's,
Okay.
It's like the only self-explanatory name.
So
on
like,
here.
are they in between atoms? Like they just kind of like hold them together. Like
As you can see, they have 0 mass.
Yeah.
So yes, they're basically kind of like imaginary particles there, just to like make the math easier. But like it's like
do they
putting
actually
an
exist?
experimental thing
Yes.
into a physical form.
Okay. So they actually exist though? Like
Yeah, they exist though.
we know the actual mass of them. It's just easier to put it at 0.
Yeah. It's because it's like doing too much.
Yeah, I get it. So photon. I know what a photon is. It's like light.
Yeah,
light.
It's
we
light.
all love daddy
Everybody
photon.
knows who photon.
I have a
was
question
Daddy
about
photon.
photons. I have a
photon
question
with the
about
light
photons.
and refraction and all that. What?
I have a question about photons. So
What?
photons are weightless, right? So like they only move the speed of light because they're weightless, right? Like I'm just making sure like
Because if they move slower than the speed of light, all of light would break, and then if they move faster, they'd just be tachyons at that point.
oh tachyons.
Tachyons are theoretical particles that go faster than light, and so they always are going back in time.
Yeah, that's like quantum stuff. I'm not.
'Cause
That's
if-
fourth dimension.
That's quantum stuff. I'm
Yeah,
not.
because
really-
That's not quantum, it's just fourth dimension.
Theory of
relativity. Oh my! Now we're doing Einstein. What are we
Whoa.
doing?
Isn't that just at the
look, because
reason nothing
look
can have?
when you have see it's this stuff. It's kind of annoying to understand. You don't need to know about it right now. Okay, but any questions about photon before we move on?
So they're weightless. They move the speed of light because they are weightless, and tachyons are theoretical ones that can move
Guys-
faster and go back in time because they're faster than light. Okay, I got it.
Can I just say
Exactly.
something about why nothing with
Alright.
mass can move the
Okay,
speed of
can
light?
we just go? Let's just go, please. Just go, please.
Nothing
talk
moves
about it
faster than the
after.
speed of light because relativity says so. Okay.
That and if
Okay,
you move at
I'm
the
gonna
speed of
group-
light and you have mass, you would end up having infinite mass at the speed of light.
Yeah. No.
I'll explain theory of relativity later. Okay, so here we have Z and W boson. Okay, we're gonna group
E-
these together because they essentially work
Gauge
together
boson.
to do one thing:
Vector bosons.
They- control the strong force. These are the
Oh.
fuckers that like tearing everything apart. Okay, these are the only reason that fission works and same with fusion.
His brain
These
cells.
attack the gluons, and the gluons
Bro.
don't like it. Okay.
I'm muted.
Then we have Big Daddy
No.
Higgs.
What?
Okay, Daddy Higgs is
No,
the goat.
unmute me, bro.
It
What are
is
you doing?
referred to as the God particle. Why are you muted?
Yes.
God.
Yeah,
Because
Damien
this man's being
unmuted
weird.
me. Damien,
Okay, you're
Damien
unmuted now.
unmuted me. Damien unmuted me.
You're the one barking.
Shut up. What's
Okay,
Higgs? What's Higgs again?
This is Big Daddy Higgs, okay? The God particle. Anyone care to guess why it's called the God particle? And it's the only boss in here that has mass.
So it's really massive. Actually, it's not as massive as the top quark, but
Yeah, if you can see, it's still
it's the second most massive.
it's the second most massive. Yeah.
Does it like hold everything together, like, or is it like it has no charge
I don't remember what it.
or no spin?
Gluon holds everything
Bro,
together.
what is let me think.
It's really fundamental. Like nothing in this universe would make sense without it.
Is it like gravity or something?
Close.
Close. Is it the weak force? I don't know.
Wake Force was
Okay,
gluons.
So
Yeah.
Daddy Higgs, referred to as the God particle, is the particle responsible for giving everything mass.
Oh, that. Oh, damn.
Yeah, that's
That's
really
also the reason you
fundamental.
can't travel at the
That's why
speed
it's
of
in
light.
its own category, scalar boson.
It's also why you can't travel at the speed of light.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a
Yeah. Daddy Higgs is also a gatekeeper. So
I like when I gatekeep my horse porn, so I make sure that the quantum physics
what?
doesn't apply with the Earth's magnetic field because the croutons and protons
Joel,
come together
Joel,
because of
Joel,
food.
shush.
The food. I
Joel,
love
shush.
food when the food comes together. I eat the
No,
food.
no.
And
Shush,
it makes me
that
start
has
tweaking.
nothing to do with what
When
we're
I
talking about.
eat crack cocaine, I start tweaking.
This has nothing to do with what we're
Alright,
talking
let me
about.
show you something. Let me show you something, okay?
Are you gonna teach us Google Slash
No.
next?
No, I'm just showing
Why
you
is
it
this
on
man?
here.
Yeah.
So, think of relativity as this bar right here, okay?
As like the relative.
Question,
bar.
where did this stuff come from?
We'll make it a graph.
Where did these just come
Think
from?
of it as a graph.
Hey,
all
put
right?
your arm down.
Let me
Put your arm down.
okay. Okay, so
I
we
knew it
have
was a Nazi.
time up here, alright?
Yeah.
And then we have
Where's
we
time?
have
Wait,
space over here.
Wait, where's time? Where's time again
Now
on
tell
the
me.
top? Where's the time again?
Look. The time is the fourth dimension, okay?
I know what the fourth. Where's the time? Like you said, time.
The fourth dimension.
I know what is length
Right,
times width
over
times height
here.
times time. I know
Look,
what fourth dimension.
time's over here.
Okay, I just need to know where the location of where time was because you were showing it to me on the diagram.
Okay.
So I was just trying.
Look, this is
Where
a
is
diagram.
this
This is a think of this is
But
a
where
graph.
did this
okay?
diagram
a
even come
graph?
from? Where did this graph
Yeah, look,
even
this
come
is a
from?
graph. This is a graph.
Can you not
So-
go on Desmos calculator and show us a graph then?
Not this graph.
Yeah, not for this graph, buddy. Okay, let me show you. Alright. So, for example, if you want to go the speed of light,
Yeah.
then you have to go straight up, okay?
Why? Why can't
That's
I not
still
go
not-
sideways?
This still isn't the speed of light, okay?
What?
This is a linear graph. You cannot do any wiggly bullshit on
But
this.
you just
okay?
went. You just said you went the speed of light, and then you said you didn't go the speed of light.
Yeah, well, because I can't draw perfectly fucking vertical.
Yeah, you can. You did. It's a simple tool you can use. You can draw straight lines.
Yeah. Look. Straight line. Look at that. This means
I can't even
This
see the
one-
line.
Dude, we need to actually.
But we
draw.
can't even see the
I
line.
don't know what you're doing. We need to draw the line.
thick line. Look how straight that is.
I can't
It's
see the
beautiful,
line.
right?
I can't see it.
The fuck you mean you can't see?
We
it?
can't
It's
see
You
it.
have a dark background.
You did
so I can't see
nothing.
What? That's so weird. Hold up.
Bro, you did nothing for us.
it. Yeah, you did nothing for us. So
I'll just share my entire screen. Whatever. Okay. Look.
Okay, there we
Oh,
go.
that's a lot better. Now I
Yeah,
understand what's
now I
happening.
can see what's going on.
Okay. See, we have a pretty straight line, right?
Yeah.
This is a graph. Okay. So that straight line. you're not moving anywhere in space.
Yeah,
okay,
you're
your
just going in
space
time.
non-existent. You're only moving in time.
How do you only
That's
move
'cause
in
you're-
time and not space?
You're not moving.
Moving at the
Your
speed of
speed
light.
is absolute shit.
But where
okay?
are you
This
going,
Is not
then?
light speed.
How do you move?
Okay.
Wait, how do you move and then not move in space though? Like you're moving, but like I don't understand.
Okay, let's see if I can.
Like that's just time. That's just the measurement of time. That is just the measurement of time then.
Straight
Yeah, yeah.
horizontal. Wouldn't that?
Okay, the
Yes.
measurement of
But
time.
it's straight horizontal.
Time is
be-
only theoretical, technically. So, but anyways.
Shut up. I know what you mean, but like still, shut up. For
Okay.
the sake of this explanation.
Okay.
Okay, so as
vertically
you can see,
stand still, horizontally
time,
moving
okay.
at light.
Yeah,
if it
speed.
takes you, if you do not move in space, you're putting all that effort into time, okay? There's nothing you can do about it. Whenever you're using space, you're also going to be using time, unless you're going perfectly vertical, meaning that you're moving maximum speed
That's
in space, meaning you're not going to move anywhere in time because you don't
Vertical
have any
straight
more
up,
space.
man.
You don't have
Yeah.
any room.
He drew a
Right?
vertical line and then drew a horizontal line, pointed to the horizontal line one time about moving at the speed of light. And said it was
Okay,
vertical.
Damien, we don't need.
Look, see, you have 100%, okay?
Yeah. My
Okay, if
actually.
your space is the speed, okay?
Yeah.
Time is just time, okay?
I understand.
Yes, okay? If you're using 100% speed, where no time, you're not gonna have any time. No.
We can talk. Okay, 100% speed is no time.
No time.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you can do the complete opposite, which is 100